Okay, well, what can I say about Sam that many of you don't already know? She is one of several women who started Leelanau Indivisible after the 2016 election. And while the others have moved on, one to elected county office and the other to statewide Indivisible Michigan group, Sam is still here. She's certainly a force to be reckoned with. I don't know what board, committee, group, cause, or that Sam doesn't belong to. In the past year, Leelanau Indivisible has a wonderful website, started a PAC, worked to recall a commissioner, and have monthly meetings hoping to gain knowledge of current issues. Much of it due to Sam's ceaseless energy and enthusiasm. Oh, and did I mention Sam also helps identify local candidates, created district teams to help those candidates, and is a driving force behind the idea of pop-ups that have been wildly effective. With the exception of myself and a few that talked earlier, today's entire program is brought to you by Sam, from the agenda to the slides. So without getting corny from some old Kevin Costner movie, Sam is our very own version of the woman who stands with a fist. Big round of applause for Dana Sam Getzinger.
Thank you, John. Okay, pop-ups. So this is why everybody's here today. You want to have fun, make new friends, and help elect Democrats? Please join us. One of the things that people said to us at some of our pop-ups was, I never thought I would see other Democrats in Leelanau. Now, it's nothing fancy, so you don't need to get nervous about a pop-up. This is what they look like. It's just people and signs, making friends, and getting the word out about our candidates. We decided instead of having an office, we'd have mobile offices all over the county. We went to the people instead of asking them to come to us. Every weekend in September and October, we sent folks with literature, buttons, bumper stickers, and donation jars all over the county. Gray Lakeville, Cedar, Empire, Leland, Northport, Suttons Bay, Lake Leelanau. To our great surprise, we raised $14,000 in old peanut butter jars set up with the sign donations on a table for our local party in 2020. Right there, that should make everybody think, oh my gosh, this is something we can all do. We scheduled the pop-ups for Friday, Saturday, and Sundays every weekend in September and October. Hours were flexible. We always wanted to try to be there when our volunteers, but the best time was usually 11 to 1. We promoted these signs by having information on websites, Facebook pages, Meetup, Sign Up Genius, and Nextdoor. If you can follow the farmer's market, not be at the farmer's market, but have your pop-up the same day there is a farmer's market close by, you can also get more folks. This is our setup in Leland. It's nice to have a tent if you are a canopy, and we found lots of people who would donate these to us. We didn't buy these. So in case it was kind of a drizzly day, this was nice. The schedule, we're ahead of the game this year because this is our second time doing it, but we scheduled to cover all of our villages in Leelanau County, and this will be our schedule for this year. And I know Betsy Johnson wants this schedule, and Betsy will be sending it to you, don't worry about it. But for other districts like Benzie, you would do something similar and then just get it out on your Facebook pages so people know when to come to pick up signs. Here we were in Cedar. We've got 2 of our candidates there and three of us regulars. And I don't think you can see our donation jar there, but you do see our hand sanitizers, alcohol wipes, and the donation jar. John must have it right on the floor, right over there. And there's our clipboards. And that's the van that I used every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, going to different locations. The volunteer roles, we decided to make them more serious this year. So we want greeters who will welcome visitors, but also wave at people. Sarah's husband, Doug, was great. He would stand out at the side of the road and wave people down. We need people to sign in. So in order to take a sign, we want them to give us a name and their address and contact info. And then we also need distributors, people to help people put signs in their car. put them together, things like that. And it's wonderful for the candidates. We had lots of our candidates come every time, and it was a great way for them to meet voters. This year, what we're going to add is a videographer. So we want somebody with a fully charged camera phone ready to record any bad actors. What we discovered from the pop-ups, that the petition pop-ups they did in Traverse City, they would have people drive in, but they wanted every now and then, in case somebody came who was definitely not into what we were doing, they noticed if they just videoed them, they went away. So we want to do that. Instead of making enemies, we just want to video and make the mosquitoes fly away. Here's another instance in Graylickville. We had a big sign saying Leelanau Dems. My husband made a very heavy wooden rack. That was a little bit tricky. You don't need a big sign. All you actually need are the candidate signs, and people will stop. But if you have a sign, it's nice to put that out as well. And you could see we were all very COVID prepared. This is an example of the sign-in sheet, and Bridget is printing those up right now, has all the information we need. There also is a spot for if they give a $20 donation, we can put that in right there, and then that money can go directly to our candidates. Here's more of just folks passing out signs. Examples of literature that we gave out. We make a county slate, and this is everybody that we want folks to vote for in our county. And we sometimes gave out the voting plan checklist. We also will be giving out information on the petitions on the ballot about women's rights and promote the vote. Location is the biggest thing with the pop-up. In each district, we want high visibility and a safe pullover area. This is just more of our pop-ups. That's Carrie Nababi. And then this is a really critical piece, I think, for your volunteers. I would send this out every week to let people know how we did. And I think it's really important that you honor the people who gave up their time, the people who gave us spots to park, but also that you tell the story of things that were happening. It was particularly interesting in this day in Cedar. We had only 4 people came for signs. One fellow had just moved here. He said he had difficulty registering to vote. He said the Northport clerk told him he had to unregister from his previous state. Luckily, Kelly Lively, Senator Peters' aide, was there at the time and set us all straight. There's no such thing as unregistering. In fact, to register new residents, they just need a utility bill or rent receipt. And that was easily taken care of. Julie Morris got a chance to speak and promote her campaign. One woman went by, took our photo on to put on her Facebook page. So even though we only had 4 people, people were going by honking and giving us the thumbs up. But here's the kind of fun thing. I also had a chance to speak with John O'Neill's neighbor, who's an officer in the local Republican Party, and connect him with an organization to help him refinance his home, just demonstrating Democrats helping their neighbors. So I think it's really important at the pop-ups that we really reach out to our community, make friends, and show people that we're really there wanting the best thing for everybody. There's Dana Ferguson coming to one of our pop-ups and his wife. These are our donation forms, and every party will have this kind of donation form. So these are important, especially for the money that over $20. 2 different weekends, people gave me checks for $500 each. This is what my van looked like. You can see the table in there, all the signs, the wooden thing to put the banner up, and a couple of chairs to sit in. The pop-up essentials: folding tables, chairs, gel pens, hand sanitizer, donation jar, lots of sign, bumper stickers, buttons. Rocks are really important, rocks to hold down the papers. Also American flags. If you go to the dollar store and get a bunch of American flags and just set those up around your pop-up, it really is a nice message. The charged cell phone, the sign-in sheets, the voter registration forms, donation forms, absentee voter requests, and information on promote the vote and reproductive freedom ballot initiatives. Here, Senator Peters' aide came. We ran out of Senator Peters signs and he came and brought us some more. We wanted to show this one because I want you to notice that we have a re-elect Michelle Crocker at one of our pop-ups too. So we were there for all the people that we wanted to get into office and see the American flags. Pop-ups work in all kinds of weather. Look, there we are in the winter getting petitions signed, and there we are in Northport when it's a bit warmer. Pop-ups can have other purposes. The petition really came out through this guy, Carlton, who really figured out that we could do other things with our pop-ups. So we did great work getting petitions signed, promote the vote and the Michigan rights. We had four different petitions that we were getting signed. They promoted through the Grand Traverse Dems, Facebooks, newsletters, email, and website. Traverse Indivisible, newsletters, Facebook, Nextdoor, Facebook accounts of individuals, precinct delegate newsletters, all different ways. So you definitely want to get your pop-ups noticed as much as you can. This was about the ones in Traverse City that Carlton Ketchum did. They got over 6,000 signatures. They did texting. They had lots of ways to get it out there. So we have to be creative. You know, we started the pop-ups 2 years ago, but I think there's a lot of different ways that we can use pop-ups in the future as well. This was what it looked like in Traverse City. I think that's Michael Hertz right there. Okay, now let's see who's paying attention. What do you call these volunteers?
Greeters.
You got it. Those are our greeters. And there's two of them there. So it's always nice to have a couple of people being pals and having fun. I know Sarah's husband, Doug, always danced around on M22, having a great time.
Mm.
So in Traverse City, they had 6 events, 4 petitions at each, 4 hours per pop-ups. We're going to do only 2 hours in Leelanau this year. Estimated number of signatures collected from 6 pop-ups was about 6,000. One day they got 700 signatures.